So after doing this, I would have a better clarity on how to manage the expectation for my client, right?
Yep. So when you
Okay,
do
right.
this, don't worry if you can't fill out the whole thing. I think I should have mentioned this during the live class. Uh, when we have assignments, of course, the best thing is you finish it to the best of your interpretation, to the best of your
Yes.
ability. But if you feel stuck on some place, and since we are doing like one-on-one, you can immediately send me a message like, hey, I'm not clear on this. So if everybody asks me similar question, I know, okay, I did a terrible job giving clarity on the specifics of this. Or this is another thing I was doing some reflection. I'm like, hey, there's an assignment, but I really should be creating a short video to walk through the assignment and maybe do an example. So this way I can reduce the anxiety for you guys to get started. Because here's actually a trick. If you want your client to do homework, I don't recommend this, to be honest. Okay, I used to do that, but I realized most of the time, if you give clients homework, it's a very negative feeling. Unless they want something soft, then you say, I have this tool, it can help you. But if they didn't ask for the need, then I realized it's not very good. So it's about the execution. Okay, so for homework, if you want to encourage them to do the homework, do an example. So out of this, let's do one together. So I can do a demo
Sure,
out
sure.
of all of this. Okay, email sequence planning. Of course, this is a priority. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Now, why is this important? It's because
It's because like the strict it's a big picture, and then it lays out the plan for maybe the next 2 weeks or the next month. And then it like the structure, right? I mean, if you lay the structure, then you know what to do next, I suppose.
let me help you out. Okay. So why is email sequence planning important? Now, just feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a subject area expert on emails. Okay. So number one, we want to know what to do, know what not to do, and I always cap locks all the what. Okay. What Know what has been done. Okay. So the worst thing we want to do is just looking like, hey, what are we going to write the emails for tomorrow or the next week? We want to increase our planning horizon. So what would be nice will be 1 year calendar. So you can show your client like, see, this is how we distribute our content. On what days the email will be about content. On what days we will have our promotion. So we map it out all in advance. What does this do? It does so there will be no promotion drought, or there will not be any content drought. So it will be more like it's a very planned distribution. It's a very planned ratio. We are leaving less things up to chance. What does this do is we increase the consistency. Then see, how should I don't think that the drought thing is accurate. Do you have a better phrase? Do you have a better word for it? What do you guys
Um,
call it?
like just like there's missing content, and then I don't know, but yeah, we're basically like not posting anything, right? Not sending anything. So it's like um, the lead will go from warm to cold. Yeah. So
Don't feel oversold. So we also don't undersell. Undersell, is that the right word?
undersell.
So we sell frequent enough. Okay, as long as you guys understand. Okay, so what does this do for the audience? Is this okay? So how it affects the business is if they feel oversold, what happens? People unsubscribe. So I'm increasing audience retention. I'm also increase audience engagement. Okay. This is why. Now, what other things I didn't list out that's related to email sequence planning?
Structure, and then basically it's something that I know I should do like before a promotion, but why? I can't answer it. Like I don't know why. It's like it gives me like clarity. Like, oh, these are the emails I should prepare. Okay. And then
Okay.
I
Now that you
I
mentioned
won't
that,
feel confused, right?
now that you don't know what to do, now when you know what to do, reduce ad hoc thinking time. I realize ad hoc thinking, okay, just for the benefit of people who are watching this the first time, I really should have dragged it out. But luckily, I have been, okay, I was paying too much attention to, I have to apologize to Vincent once again.
Oh, how long has Vincent been waiting?
I don't know, because I'm focusing on listening
Oh,
and
no.
like answering your question. So first, let's apologize to Vincent. Where's Vincent?
Vincent hasn't connected to the audio yet. Oh yeah, Vincent is joined now. Yeah, sorry, Vincent.
It's not your fault, it's my fault because I didn't elect a co-host. You see, this thing happened. Most people will say because I didn't pay attention to that. Now, how am I supposed to pay attention to the class and to the managing? I'm not supposed to. So I'm supposed to have a co-host or some way so I can focus on the class, the delivery, and not look at other housekeeping tasks. Okay, so that's something for me to note. Okay, why I bring up this is because, okay, just for the benefit of anybody who is watching this for the first time, I actually covered this in, I forgot I covered this during the class or did I cover this in one-on-one coaching session? So here, when we have to do anything which is ad hoc, it's usually very, very inefficient, and I'll argue it's not effective. Now imagine let's say we are going to manufacture, a factory is going to manufacture stuff. They will know for the next 30 days, in some cases the next quarter, the next year, what exactly everybody is going to do, what is going to arrive, what are they going to manufacture, even like what is the output based on the success rate of the manufacturer, how many things they're going to discard and stuff like that. Okay, so how can you apply that in our freelancing business? So just by knowing every day you're going to do a certain thing, you take out the need to be thinking and the uncertainty. When you take out a lot of uncertainty, what it does is you reduce your stress level. And when you can have a very, very planned activity, your stress level reduce, your productivity goes up. So for thinking related stuff, I believe ad hoc thinking is the worst. Now, if let's say I have to do a correction, I have to go and check, I have to go and make some corrections for some work. Let's say there's a video, there is this like 1 or 2 seconds, I have to edit, I have to delete, I have to remove, or I have to add. It's not so bad because it's a mechanical work. But if it's a creative work or it's something that involves like thinking and stuff like that, when you need to do ad hoc thinking, it tends to be very, very stressful for you. And when you find yourself doing that a lot, then you need to see, okay, now how can I put a stop to this? What is causing me to have a lot of ad hoc creative work, ad hoc mental work? Ad hoc mechanical work is fine. Sometimes it's unavoidable. But if you need to do a lot of ad hoc thinking, then yeah, you need to ask yourself some better questions. Okay, I thought I saw something here. That's why I checked. Okay, so know what to do, you reduce the ad hoc thinking. What does this do to you? It reduces the stress and all that. But I'm not going to write it down because it doesn't affect the client. So I'm not going to write it down. Okay, what reduce ad hoc thinking means? It will speed up delivery. What does this mean for your client? You can deliver much earlier. Okay. Instead of just in time delivery. Okay. So this means we can send it out. In some cases, I'm not sure if people do this for email marketing. You have like a focus group, like a small group that you will send emails and you'll test it out. Like, does the email respond well? Is the response well before you send it to a bigger group? Like
Yeah, I mean, like,
if I run ads, I do that. I'm not sure about email.
yeah, I mean, like, if you want, you can, but I don't do it because right now I'm just like I'm literally focusing on the task for the next day, so I don't have such a time to do like such planning, right? So
Haha.
yeah, I mean that's a problem. So the goal is to slowly deliver earlier and earlier, and then so that I can focus on more on like strategical planning or something like that, I suppose.
Okay.
But yeah.
So more or less I answered the question, but let me pay some attention to Vincent. Now, Vincent, the reason why I wasn't paying attention then, because usually for the first 5 minutes, I'll pay more attention to the attendance and meeting people. So if you want to prevent this, just join earlier. Because when I'm like, just for information, if I'm looking here on my left side, it's my laptop, the smaller screen, and that's where the attendance is. The chat is here on my right. The webcam is here. Okay, this is the webcam, and this is my main screen. So I tend to look here the least. I tend to look there the least. If I put the attendance on another monitor, it doesn't show because it's on another program. All right, so if it's possible, arrive on time or early, then these bad things will happen less. Okay, because until I figure out a way to have somebody to invite, then that will be a problem. Right. So why are we doing this? Is because I'm showing like how to do the homework. Okay, you're joining from outside. Vincent says he's joining from outside. Okay, so it's nice, means you are actually, you didn't plan to join, but you're like, hey, I can drop in and learn something, so you join. So that's actually, we should recognize that, I think. Okay, so just by doing this, now you can see a lot of things like why am I doing it and how am I impacting my client. Okay, so how do is this a priority for my client? Yes. How do I deliver this? Oh, okay. This how to, I think you know how to write. Let's roughly write something here.
Yeah, so I just put those separate the promotion into different phases and then put them into Google Doc, and then each phases will have specific emails going out, and I will write down the email, the copy, a copy brief. Okay, just briefly say that what the email is about, and then basically the structure is done, right? So
Okay. If I were you, I'll just say, every Monday I'll spend 2 hours to review last week's email performance. Or okay, if you're going to schedule the planning for the whole month, every first week of the month, spend 2 days first 2 days of the month. Okay, so first 2 days of the month, what I do is I don't write. First 2 days of the month, I'll analyze what worked last month. for me, I actually do this. Every like 5th or 7th. Usually it's like the first weekend. If the first weekend is the first or second, then I won't do it. I will do it on the second weekend. What I'll do is I'll look at the Google Ads, everything. I'll compile the data and I'll analyze it. I do this on the second week. Why the second week is because Google Ads, the attribution, it takes like 5 days to properly credit everything. So I don't do it on the first week. I do it on the second week. Okay. So I think it's better to just say I do it on the second week. So I'll just say the second week I'll spend 1 or 2 days depending on how new the project is. If it's a new project, I have to spend more time. If it's a repetitive project, I already know what works. I already know what I don't need to do. I already make everything copy paste friendly. All my templates are copy paste friendly. So yeah, okay. But what I do, I'll tell is, and every month they'll be getting my analysis, they'll be getting my report, they'll be getting my summary, so they know I'm doing it. Okay. So first two, okay, right. Okay, so how do I show this? Okay, monthly email performance report. So you're communicating, hey, we're doing this. Now, what is going to contain the report? Okay, that's a separate conversation. So how does this benefit your client? Okay, you realize when I write here, deliver much earlier instead of this. So it's good to phrase it this way. If I do it well, if I do this well, what is going to happen? If I don't do this well, what is going to happen? Human brain, very hard to understand a lot of things. But when you make it very visual, you make it a comparison. Sorry, when you make it a comparison, you give example in comparisons, the brain is able to visualize. Oh, okay. So you mean if situation A, this is going to happen. Situation B, this is going to happen. Okay. So this is going to be the benefit. How does this impact your client? This. Now, when you share this with your client, what this might happen. You say, Bo, I realize you are focusing on early delivery a lot. Actually, we don't need that. Actually, I don't need that. Then you know what is not the priority.
Okay.
But for your situation, of course, this is something they want.
Yeah, I mean, like
this is a bad example, but let's say if you
yeah.
say something you mentioned, and they're like, actually, I don't think this thing, whatever they point to, I don't think this audience don't feel over, so I don't think that is a problem. Oh, okay. Then you just take some mental notes. If the longer you work with a client, you will see some patterns, you will see some trends, then you will know how to adjust your work accordingly. Okay. So what does this? Okay, so this is more for your own note. And when you write it down, it's easy to brainstorm. Like I literally just brainstorm this with you now. Okay. So let's do another one. Try to find something which is very, very different from this. Okay, let's say video GIF.
Sure.
This is, I don't know if it's important.
I would
Frankly,
say
I don't know.
sure.
I don't know if your client thinks it's important. Did she mention anything? Did he or she mention before?
Because previously it's all just like a picture, a thumbnail with a play button, and then when I came in, I just like do it in like video GIF. So yeah.
It's okay. How to know before your client actually asks? It's based on because you're writing email, and because you are able to read the email replies. Have anybody praised the video GIFs before?
Not really, because like it's just something that that people do with like video, because like moving stuff will tend to tend to get clicks, right? For example, in funnels, the videos, the sales video will usually like have some kind of movement before you actually click the play, right? So that's also same idea.
So this might be a situation where it is important to you but not important for the client. So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
something you have to go and find out. Because if the customers, the target audience, never praised it before, there's a good chance the business owner thinks it's not important. Now, if it's really important, not we won't know. Unless you do a split test, you send 2 emails, one with the thumbnail, one with animated GIF, or
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
ABC test.
Shit,
One
yeah.
without any images, one with a static thumbnail, one with an animated video, and you compare.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So maybe this is something you can do. Now, if you realize the numbers are like, yeah, margin of error, then okay, that's something we can strike off. Especially, I think this video GIF will take you some time, correct?
Maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, I suppose.
Okay.
It's not like very long. It's just that something that can be a little bit annoying, right? So
Okay. I see when you create the video, it doesn't seem when you very fast you did it until I didn't know you created it. With the
Yeah.
chimpanzee, like the class summary, you did it so
yes.
fast. As you, I was like, okay, I thought you actually wasn't done by you. I thought it was somebody else. All right. So
Right.
okay. So how do you deliver this? Okay, this is because it's a deliverable, the business
Yeah.
owner can actually see. So
Yeah. So I just included in the email. So I mean like,
yeah.
and then the client actually told me once, oh, I never thought of that before. And yeah, that's it.
Just measure the effectiveness of this tactic.
Yeah.
Have some data. Either way, you'll win. Either way,
Yeah.
you'll win. Okay. So if it's in a deliverable, it's like, hey, this inside every email, then like, yeah, I mean, like your client can't miss this. Benefits, it's potentially
Better
increase.
clicks. Yeah. Increase clicks.
Okay, once again here, because I'm a very lazy person. Increase audience engagement, increase retention. Okay. This. Just now you were saying?
Increase like email clicks.
This is more towards engagement, right? I think because if they find the GIFs very entertaining, chances are more people open the
Yeah,
video.
that's considered as an engagement. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
But
So,
retention wise, I'm not sure. It's just more towards
retention
engagement.
means there are some people who they like to see the video GIFs every day. There are people like that. There are
Okay.
people like that. I'm not one of them, all right? There are people like that. So, yeah. I mean, if your emails are entertaining or, it's a community, the email contains like success stories and stuff like that. Your emails contain random stories like, what Adam taught us during Copy Academy. Then, I mean, uh, I'll read those emails. It's entertaining compared to 99% of the emails I receive. So boring. Right. So I think that's one. Okay, let's pick another one.
No.
Okay. This.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Read buyer reviews. Why is this important? I'll answer yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It is important. This is like we know, but the client might not know.
Yes.
So stuff like this, then this part is gonna be important.
Hmm.
How I show my clients they are receiving this.
Okay.
Okay, so let's freeze this. So yeah. Okay, so read. How do I do? Oh, this is very simple. Actually, read the reviews.
Read
Read
and then
read from where? I just add in a little detail.
read
Read.
from competitors, like their reviews, their video testimonials, and then like, yeah, in the course section, there's also comments.
You'll be writing like you'll be reading it and what Facebook, the reviews on Facebook.
I
There'll
mean,
be reviews on Google. Where else?
from their sales page as well, because there are buyer reviews on sales page, obviously, and there are video testimonials on sales
But there
page.
will be reviews on sales page.
Because like, I mean, you need to show them social proof, right? So competitors will show anyone their social proof as well.
Okay, so that's okay. I'll just write down because this is your process. Read reviews for yeah, sales page, testimony section.
Yeah.
Okay, so there will be Facebook reviews and what other places where we get reviews from competitors?
Facebook, Google, Trustpilot, and then yeah, that covers most of them. Maybe in some forums we can find people talking about a specific product, but
Okay, so here's where we separate it. Read competitor by review. Why am I doing that? It's because now I can make this very, very short. Trustpilot, Google. Is it? No, it doesn't have to
yeah.
be so long. Okay. Okay. So I'm pretty sure when you list this down, your client will be, oh my God, there's so many places to read. I'm very sure most of them will not be reading all these reviews. Most business owners I speak to, they don't read, or maybe they're not reading as much as you. Okay, so Vincent asked a question: sort review by ratings. Are you referring to we want to what type of reviews we want to focus on, or like what is the question actually?
I
Sort
think
review
what
by ratings.
Vincent is asking, it's like what to read in the reviews, right? Should we read like 5-star reviews or should we read like 1-star reviews? So
Okay,
yeah,
is that the question? Because I just want to be very, very clear on the question. So Vincent, maybe he can type and inform us what is the question, because I'm not very sure what is he asking. If he asks what reviews to read, okay, there's a reason to read the 5-star and 1-star. Okay, yeah, the negative and positive, I think we should read both. Okay, so why we want to read 5-star review? Okay, so this is in case you are new to digital marketing, you're new to copywriting. Here's a short lesson, and maybe I can clip this for my social media content. Okay, so what reviews should we be reading? We have to read all reviews. We read the 5-star reviews to know how this product over deliver and exceeded the expectations. We read 1-star review to know where this product failed. Okay, and why was the expectations not met? The only reason you get a 1-star review is your expectation is this, the product or service delivered this. 5-star reviews is usually the expectation is here, but it exceeds the expectations. 2, 3, 4 stars generally are the ones that I perceive as the most honest, and sometimes it's a trick, it's a tactic to list down on your sales page all the 4-star review because it's being perceived as more honest. Hey, this product is good for this situation, but if you are not in this situation, or this product is good for this target audience, if you're not, this target audience is not for you. It actually increased the credibility of the sales page. So for example, let's say worst case your client is in dog training. I don't know any dogs. Let's just say it's for pit bull. This course training is all about how to train your pit bull. So the customer, the 4-star review will be, I have a pit bull and I have a chihuahua. Okay, I'm making it up. So the way to train pit bull on certain things is different from chihuahua. Let's pretend it's different. Okay. So you say, oh, I thought when I buy this, I can use the same trick. I can use the same method for my pit bull and the chihuahua. Turns out my chihuahua requires a different method. Okay, so what they are saying is it works for fantastic for pit bull, it doesn't work for chihuahua. So when a pit bull owner reads this, chances of them buying just went up because they're like, this is exactly what I need. All right, so 5-star reviews, how people over deliver. 1-star review, what was the expectation, but what did it fail to deliver? 2, 3, 4-star review is actually like people tend to be people's honest opinion. And when I read the review, I like to read those which are more lengthy. It shows that they put in some thought to write the review instead of, hey, nice product or good service, quick delivery. I hate this kind of review. Like, if you're gonna write a review, make yourself useful. But that might be a bit too much to ask. Now, if you're a business owner or if you're in charge of marketing, one of the things you can do is go and interview the people who bought, help them to come up with a review. In some cases, I write the review for them so they can go and copy and paste, or I write a template for them. I write it for them, I interview them, then I write a summary and I say, this from our conversation, does this represent our what you think about our product and service? Okay, if it doesn't, just feel free to edit. If it does, you just post, and I get a lot more testimonies that way for my client. Okay, so that's one trick we can use about buy reviews. Okay, so negative and positive reviews. Yeah, we should read more. I don't care so much about how many stars, but what are they really telling? And usually business owners, they don't want to read the review because some of them, they just don't want to hear negative stuff about their product or service, especially the service. Okay, because it's uncomfortable. Okay, so how does this benefit your client? Oh, I think this is easy for you. Okay, how does the research benefit the client?
I mean, we know the heaven, we know the hell, and it means like we know the problem and we know the dream, right? So it basically sets up the narrative of the sales argument, okay, the point A to point B.
Understand
So
what transformation makes people buy. Okay, I can remove this. Okay. Also, understand the main reason that makes people not buy. Okay, so you can tell your client, now, when I read this, I know what are their expectations, and some of the expectations might be totally unrealistic. And this is why sometimes our clients also need to know how to say, hey, this program is meant for this group of people. It's meant to solve this problem. If you're having the other type of problem, this is not the product for you. If you have another situation, I have another service for you. Or if you are not the target audience, can buy another product. Sometimes it's from them, sometimes it's from other people. When we say that, we actually increase the conversion rate because it's perceived as very honest. It builds the trust. Okay, so understand the main reason what makes people buy. So now, not buy. So what? So when you are the copywriter, you're the email writer. So I can handle the objections up front, up front. Okay, and what does this do for the business? Of course, increase sales. Okay, so okay. I wonder why I keep glancing here. Why do I keep thinking there's some changes happening on the other screen? Have to go and find out. Okay, so understand the main reason. Okay, not just increase the sales and reduce refunds. In your situation, reduce trolls. Because I think I heard that there are like 0.001% of the bad apples. So most business that are a bit more established, they tend to have refunds. They tend to have that 0.0001% of trolls, the people that really shouldn't be buying, but they bought. So these are the people that the client will usually say, if we can turn back time, we prevent them from buying. I just like for my situation, if I know somebody is coming to the class and just troll, I want to prevent her from joining. Him or her. I'm not pointing out a specific person. Okay, so example. I mean, I'm not saying she's a troll, just joking. Okay. So yeah, this will increase sales. And you do realize when I'm typing in sheets, the next line I like to use, if it's going to be like a few points, I use the dash. It's easier to read. Refunds is one thing. Complaints is another. Complaints. Compliant complaints. Yeah. Can't write without spell checker. Okay. So the business owner, among these three, if you ask them which is the one that really annoys you, like which is the one that you want the most, don't be surprised if they say actually the sales can be the same. If you can reduce the complaints, thank you very much. That will be the thing that I want the most. Don't be surprised. Okay. So how do they know you did that?
I suppose I have to present some kind of a report, but I don't really do that. Okay, yeah, because all my research stuff, it's like it's there. It's a bit messy. I didn't actually compile them into something. Sometimes I do, but for a small topic, right? It's not like everything.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I just share what I did. Because my the industry that my previous client was in is computers. So computers, there's always new invention. Technology stuff, there's always new invention, new update, new hardware, new software, new toys, new whatever. What I'll do is when there's something that is like, hey, this new toy, this new invention, this new technology allows our customer to do something that previously they are unable to do. Then I will inform the client, hey, this thing, this new invention, why is it important? Is because it allows us to sell to people. It allows us to sell to this group of people that previously we cannot sell to. Now we can sell to. Or previously there are this group of people that they want these things, but nobody know how to communicate to them. This technology allows them to do that. So that is my strength. So I'm able to like summarize and tell them. I don't tell them, hey, there's a Dell launched this new model. Nobody cares. Like they want to know if there's some information that will change the decision that I'm going to make. I want to be informed. Okay, this is for as a business owner. You want to be informed about, you want to have information that will change, will affect your decision making. You do not want information that doesn't affect your decision making, because that is noise. That creates confusion. So the only type of information that we should be communicating to our customers, our clients, is things that will potentially help them to change their decisions or help them make more informed decisions. Because when you're able to do that, you are providing certainty. And I think that's the main difference that separates people who charge high and charge low. In some cases, if you want to provide some updates, you can just tell, now I'm just informing you, this is not a big deal, but I saw some developments. I thought I'd give you a summary, but this doesn't change what we are doing. So not only I just tell them what happened, I tell it, is it important? And I also say like, should you pay attention to this? Should we waste our mental bandwidth? So I'm doing my job, plus I'm doing their job for them. Because their job is to evaluate, is this information important? Does it apply to my business? That is the thing that business owners are thinking. Does this apply to me? Actually, everybody, when they are getting a new information, when you're going to a new class, you are constantly asking yourself this question. Is this information relevant to me? How is this relevant to me? And this is why during my classes, I spend most of my time teaching the why. Why is this important? Else, nothing matters. I can teach you the best implementation. Nobody's going to do anything. So we have to over communicate the why. And in some cases, we help our client to make a decision. This is a new thing, but it doesn't bother us. This is why it doesn't bother us. This is why we do not need to pay attention. When you answer that way, they know this dude did the homework. Now, when they are very confident with your research ability, is it hard to pay you to do research next time? In fact, you make them want to pay you for research.
But
So
previously, everything is included, right? But
they don't know that. You didn't tell them you're doing research, correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So when you ask the question, I don't know how to charge for research. I don't know how to bill people for research. What I'm hearing is, I don't know how to communicate to my prospect why research is important. Now, if we are doing closing, frankly, not our job to communicate during the closing call why research is important. That has to be done, persuasion that has to be done before the call. They have to know your process. They have to already know you do a lot of research, and they already know why is it important. That has to be done before the sales call, not during. Which is why I really don't like to use freelancing platform like Upwork, because you don't have that chance. So it actually goes against you because you actually do the important work. Okay, so besides sending short clips, summary, I also let them know, does this apply to us? Now, I know the way you communicate, so I will not say you make a decision for your client, but suggest, hey, this probably doesn't apply to us because, then your because part better be good. When you're able to say because and it's very convincing, it means you understand your client's business, you understand what they are doing, you understand what they are not doing, you have absolute clarity. Now, this is half on you, half on your client. Your client also have to have this type of clarity. For my case, it's a bit weird. I have actually more clarity in my client because I know like these are the people you shouldn't be selling to. These are the people you want to focus on. They're like, I want to sell to everybody. Okay, you shouldn't need to do that. All right, that is a bit over. So just suggest to them, does this apply to us? What you're doing is you are freeing up a lot of mental bandwidth for your client. So instead of needing to process all the data, instead of needing to process the information, actually our client shouldn't be processing the data, we should be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But we should be giving them not information, not client, we give them a summary. And we tell them why we make this, why I make this summary, why I make this conclusion. It's based on our situation. I know we are doing this, this, and this. Okay, so
so
this helps a lot.
Yep. So let me see if I understand that correctly. So basically, when we are doing research, we are collecting a lot of data, but after we collect all the data, we summarize it.
Yes.
And then after we summarize it, it's not the point to present it yet, right? We still need to figure out like what's the implication of that to the client's business.
Is this relevant to us?
Is it relevant to us, to the business and to the client? And what else does she need to pay attention to, right? And then,
what else they'll need to pay attention to, I won't worry about it. That's more of the client's own awareness. That's not something you want to affect. That's something not easy to do. Yes, I know if you do it well, you can get a lot of rewards, but I wouldn't bother. That's something not easy to do. So don't worry, it's not your job, frankly. Okay, so just do this. Now, how many hours you spend on research a week?
It really depends, but I think if I have some new stuff that I'm not really um understand, then it will take much longer time than usual, right?
Give me a
So
range.
uh, a range, I'd
Minimum,
say
maximum.
maximum 10 hours a week. Yeah,
This is minimum or maximum?
maximum.
Minimum?
Minimum 5 hours, I guess.
Okay. So it's okay. I won't know what is the industry standard, but I can tell you I spend more time on research than you.
Right.
Okay. So let's pretend it's 10 hours. Okay. How much time do you spend communicating the research being done?
It's rare, like it's very rare. So less than an hour a week. Yeah.
So usually this is what happens when we focus on the thing instead of how we deliver our service, when we deliver, all of this. So this is where I forgot what was the example. Let me take a sip. Maybe I can recall. What was the example? Oh, I remember now. It was one of us training I attend for social media. Social media or organic traffic. So I was asked this question. Time spent on, let's just say, writing a blog post. How much time do you spend writing a blog post? Oh, everybody during the training say, oh, I spend 5 hours writing, editing, getting the graphics, doing all the optimizations. Okay, 5 hours per blog post. Okay. How much time do we spend marketing the blog post? Crickets. A lot of people say 0 or 1 hour. So the trainer said, let me get this straight. What is the thing? How is the blog post going to be effective in your business? Is it based on what you wrote or how many people saw what you wrote? And they're like, oh shit. Okay, so most people who create videos, they spend too much time writing the script, preparing the content, make sure the delivery is good, make sure you look nice on camera, but they don't market the video, they don't share it enough, they don't do the optimization, they don't study the keywords, they don't do all the non fun part, because they like writing, they like creating the video, but they don't like the communication part. Okay, so now I'm not saying this is not important. I'm not saying doing the research is not important. Doing the ultimate goal is to increase client satisfaction. Okay, so 2 ways to do that. One is you really impact their business. Besides that, it's to let them know, break down, okay, why we are doing certain stuff. So it makes your client a better client. So next time when they come across some articles or whatever, they can share with you. It helps you to do your research as well. So now both of you are on the same page. You have the same goal. Okay. For me to create a good sales page or for me to write good emails, I need to know your business. Then you share with them what are the things you pay attention to. They will know. Okay, next time when I have information like this, I can just send it to you. Also helps you to reduce your research time. And overall you're going to have a very, very different client relationship. Okay. So the summary of like why are we doing this is because it's not very good to spend 10 hours doing this, but people don't know you're doing it. People don't know why you're doing it. It doesn't set you up for success. Okay. Now, can you see when you implement all of these things, your client is going to be more satisfied. You are able to justify your rates easier, and your retention with your client is going to be longer. The reason we got hired is different from the reason we got fired. Or the reason you get hired is different from the reason that keeps you hired. The reason that you're hired is probably because you have a skill, you have some competency, you have some unique service, you have some service to deliver. What keeps you around? Most of us, we think as long as we deliver good results, they will keep us around. Actually, that's not true. That's not always true. I'll even go to say that's not true. A lot of the times we deliver good results, but we still do not get kept for a long time. In my case, it's even worse because I set up paid traffic. Oh, now our Google Ads is converting. $1 you put in, you get $10 out. Okay, we do not need Jane. See you next month. Bye bye. Sorry, not see you next month. Good luck in your next client. So like I did a fantastic job and I got fired. What the hell is this? So I realized it's not so much about how good I am at doing the work. It's I need to give them a very good reason or reasons, plural, to keep me around. One of the is like I have to let them know what are they getting and why what they're getting is important. So this exercise really helps you to do that. Now you realize some of these are keep repeating, and that's okay. And that's okay. Okay, but just by doing this exercise, it forces you to be very, very clear on what you're doing, why you're doing. And sometimes you'll be like, actually, this task, there's no benefit. Oh, good. Then we have to ask the question, why are we doing this? Is it we do this because we want to please somebody or we want to please ourselves? Is there a logical reason behind what we are doing? If no, then time to evaluate, is this something we should be spending our time on? All right. But that's more time management. All right. So today's session, I think we did the homework together with Var, but we also learned like why is it important to communicate our work to our client and how we can communicate it. How can we summarize it? Especially the underground stuff, the hidden stuff. Okay, so final questions. I'm just checking the chat. Is there any like final questions? We'll give it like 2 minutes. Else then that will be all for today. And I think today I got a lot of good clips to reuse for my videos.
That's great.
And Bob did outsource his homework to me.
Yeah, I have to do it by myself again. Yeah,
but now you can see it's much easier to get started because before this you don't know how to get started. And that is okay, that's on me. I didn't do an example. I make it seem very hard to get started. So that's my fault. See how I take ownership? So sometimes your client didn't do homework. The last thing you want to do is you ask your client, have you done that thing? Why haven't you done that thing? That's the last thing you want to do. You can do what I just did, like, hey, I realized when I didn't give you enough clarity. I didn't give you supplementary information. There's supposed to be a Loom video to guide you how to do this. I also could have done one example, so it's much easier for you to know what I want. So that's on me. Okay, no questions from the chat. Then I guess that's all for today. Any other any like questions that that any areas that you would want more clarity on, Bob, before we end?
I think right now I will have a better idea once I finish the assignment, like on what to ask, any follow-up questions, right? Okay.
So yeah. Now it's good enough to so now the clarity level is good enough to get started. Okay, so Vincent asks, good template, are you going to share it? The answer is yes. Okay, so what's going to happen is for those who are paying for the classes, so there are three levels of membership. those who pay, those who are getting one-on-one coaching, those who are getting the group coaching, and those who are just for the live class, just want the live class without the community. Okay, so all of this I'm setting it up. I'm setting up the Slack channel for those who are paying. For those who are paying students, then you'll get access to the Slack. Then all the templates, all the videos, all the replays will be uploaded there. Okay, so that is soft sell. Why you should be paying me a little? Just why should be treating me coffee? It's not even every day. I think it's the cost is like you're treating me coffee every week for one or two classes. Okay. So that's a soft, medium, hard. No, it's not a hard sell. It's a soft and medium sell. Okay. Actually, it's a soft sell. If it's a medium sell, I'll say, hey, if you treat, what are you gonna get? What are you gonna? But I couldn't be bothered. All right. So it's gonna be a soft sell. All right. So okay, everyone, thanks for attending. Thanks for interacting, and we'll see all of you guys in Slack after this. I'll be setting up after this.
Yep. Thanks, Jay.
Okay,
See
bye
you.
bye.